Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Creed, the show where we have no better ideas than MatPat's intro.
Today we're going to be talking about a problem that we've been facing for over half our lives now, right?
Yeah.
This problem is called skool.
But school isn't the main problem. It's what is wrong with the schools. Now, I know what you're saying. The homework sucks, the teacher sucks, but the real problem is just the physical school itself and how they fund stuff.
Also, how they treat special needs and how their teachers are able to act to their students.
Well, even if the teachers are the problem, yes, the problem does have something to do with their fundings and how they handle problems. For instance, autistic children can get away with anything, like watching porn. Now, we like to keep this a PG-13 channel because, you know, like, we have some okay themes for, like, teenagers or whatever, but I'm just gonna say it right now. This kid is, like, autistic, right? So he gets a free pass on doing whatever he wants, like watching porn. Now, I guess, like, he used to go up to people, hump them till they died. Like, I'm not even joking. He would actually hump them. And so just to prove he wasn't gay, I guess he couldn't handle himself and decided to watch some lesbians get it on.
Now, there's no problem with being autistic. And yes, they can get away with a little bit more. And I think that is right. But the thing is, this kid who watched porn on the school Wi-Fi, which, by the way, he's under 18, which makes it completely illegal. This kid who watched porn on the school Wi-Fi gets off with, guess how long of a suspension? A whole day.
Tragic, right? But, I mean, can you really blame him? I mean, you can because he's not 13 yet. He's only 12, so it's not okay.
He hasn't hit hormones.
Yeah, so as long as you have hormones active, it is okay to watch porn. Remember that, kids.
Just not on the school Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's dumb. Now, it's not even just the problems that are the bothersome. It's the funding now. Let's get into the funding, Connor.
Yeah, well, you see, with our school, extracurricular activity is very important and prestigious. And, you know, they very much encourage students of all shapes, sizes, you know, gender, to do whatever they want. You know, band, sports, football, football, because that takes up over 50% of our extracurricular funding, and they have to have the newest everything. They literally have a new bus every year, new uniforms every year, a new helmet every year, a new freaking field every year, and you know what us band kids get? Nothing. We have to have a fundraiser just so we can go on a field trip. And they literally get free bus travels everywhere. 2 shirts that say, I'm on the football team, property of our school. 2 hoodies, a free hat, free socks, and all of their football gear that's required, they get 50% off. You know what? That sounds like a wise way to spend funding because it also takes some out of our actual educational funding. Our school can barely afford enough Chromebooks for us all. And you know, maybe some schools don't actually have Chromebooks and stuff like that. And we are pretty blessed to be able to have them. But our school can have a lot more technology and be a lot more helpful to children. But instead, they decide to spend it all on the football team, the baseball team, the basketball team, and pretty much any sport that involves men.
And we can't forget about, they also fund most of their money into security cameras. Let's count how many cameras were on each wall in a room, not the hallway.
6 cameras in each room. 1, literally 2 that hang right in front of the boys and girls bathrooms. And they're just lined up all the way down the hall in the gym. They're just in lines. They have like 2 right next to each other everywhere.
And this affects us in a way where they can't fund more into new lockers, which is actually a problem with most students getting tardied.
And also, they're complaining about us showing us tardy and us not respecting others' privacy, even though when we do that pretty well, and they kinda have cameras every inch of the school, so there's no privacy for any students, but yet they want us to respect teachers' privacy during the classroom. Get out your books, write down 6 pages while I play Candy Crush, and if you disturb me, go to the office.
So as you can see, our school is filled with hypocrites. And, there is actually a story that Connor, I hope you would enjoy sharing, that revolves around, the entire sexuality stuff going around our school and whatnot.
Now, I'd like to say a few things before I tell this story. First off, I love a good amount of my teachers. The school just hires a few, very rocky areas for the school. As in, there's a few teachers that are bad. There are some really nice teachers at our school that I really love, and honestly, I think I'm probably going to love till after I graduate high school. But let me give you some more backlash. So our school is kind of girl friendly, but anything that involves girls, gets the how about we just don't fund that? And our principal is very sexist to boys, but she puts more funding in our sports. It's kind of ridiculous if you ask me. Our school is also very racist as well. I mean, sure, there are probably much more racist schools out there, but our school does seem to have a more watchful eye on the kids of a different minority. But so when we were in science one day, we had to come up with a group name. And our teacher's like, you all got to come up with a group name so you all can do experiments together. This teacher I love. She's still a great teacher today. It's just a teacher that gets involved that I hate. There are two kids in my group. There are three other kids in my group, two boys and one girl. We're coming up with names. We say like the blue scissors, the blue glue sticks, or something like that, and somehow blue balls appears in the conversation. Now, the girl is all like, yeah, that's a great name. We didn't even think about the alternate meaning that could have come up. But as soon as that name gets put up, the next day, first period, the teacher comes out into my class, knocks on the door, and says, can I see Connor Gilstrap in the hallway? She takes me out of the classroom, takes me in front of her classroom. She has me there and she says, that name is unacceptable. Now, I may not know much about men, but I know that's inappropriate. Long story short, apparently the girl put all the blame on us guys. The two guys put all the blame on me. And then our science teacher, she's like, seriously, you can't be doing that, even if you didn't actually mean it that way. And I'm like, I didn't even come up with the idea. The guys end up being mad at me for some reason. Then this teacher, whose name rhymes with Uber, gets involved, and things start to take a dark turn. She basically comes up and says, calling your group the Blue Balls is sexual harassment, and I could file a police report on you if I wanted to. You better shape up. So she sends the science teacher in, the two kids in, and she yells this at me in the hallway. And I come in, I'm near in tears because she pretty much shook me emotional, I'm not the kind of guy that really likes juvie, and I'm not really much of an emotionally solid guy either. When it comes to injuries, I'm okay, but when it comes to my emotions, I don't really got them in check that much. And she gave them a good rattle right there, if you get what I mean. Of course, for most people, it doesn't go to their head. At the beginning of the year, a lot of people got really affected when she yelled at them. But now, it just kind of lost an edge. Especially with me. I honestly don't care anymore. But that's basically my story.
And not only that, the same teacher whose name rhymes with Uber even threatened to fail a few students because she simply didn't like them. Now, I know if she could hear me right now, she would disagree. But that's exactly what all teachers would do if they were accused of something like that. And so this teacher has even made racist remarks. She even apparently gets overstressed when she works, so she plays Flappy Bird while we present our projects. and she was a big part in our academic problems because she would give us assignments we never even prepared for. So now I know we're focusing more on one teacher, but that one teacher uh, actually has made an effect on many more students than just ourselves. And we are referring to 8th graders, 7th graders, even people who have never even came to the school until 7th grade, even fear her. Because on their way to the library, they may have overheard some crap that they just decided to sneak a little peek inside that window, and and not to mention, she did also call everyone in the class pieces of crap. Uh, so yeah.
Also, she's not the only bad teacher at our school. We have a few more, again, rocky places. There was this one English teacher we had last year, and she had this bright idea that, oh, my kids are smart, they can handle projects, and lots of them. So she decides, well, I'm going to make them write 12 poems. Now, if you don't know anything about poems, you'll probably learn about them around the time of 6th grade, 7th, or 5th, depending on what school district or area of the country you live in. Now, she gives us these assignments in 6th grade. She tells us, oh, you have to write 12 poems. Okay, so including the longest poems, which are odes and ballads, which, she expects us to have a whole page for each of those. Not only that does she assign us that, she assigns us to write a fairy tale a week later, 2 weeks or a week before it's due. She makes the fairy tale due in 2 weeks. Then she also assigns us the next week with a thing called Innovation Day, where we had to learn about a topic in one day. And basically, she subtracts any time we had on working those other two projects just to do some stupid Innovation Day crap or something like that. And we almost everybody in the class, the ones who got it out, I was lucky enough to, because I was able to work on it at home. The people who got it out, they actually had to shorten it a lot. The people who didn't get it out, I can see that. You mean, you have like 3 projects to work on at the same time? It's going to be kind of hard, and they all overlap each other. So you have about 3 days in class to work on one project. Then she assigns you a new one. She gives you 3 days in class on that. Then she completely forgets about it and does Innovation Day, which sums up, basically subtracts any time you would have to work on those projects in class.
Well, so anyway, we don't want to make this video too long, so if we decide to come up with a part 2, then we'll do that. But until then, we'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.